It ratchets up the the doom and gloom on this in the opening lines of the second verse. Christmas will crush your soul like that laid back rock and roll. Yeah. God, I wish I'd sat in a different chair now at the bar. So hey everybody, and welcome to another episode, a Christmas Eve episode
That's right.
of the Audiophiles. My name's John. His name is Andy. Everyone they dance, him go push. Everyone they talk, him go shout. Everyone they hear, him go sleep. Everyone they think, him go drink. More on that later. But first, what jovial and festive track do you have in mind, Andy, to raise the spirits here on Christmas Eve?
You've really set me up there, John, because the name of the track I've chosen is Christmas Will Break Your Heart. So there is all the festive joy you were looking for wrapped up succinctly in one title. And it is by by a group that we've actually done one other time on this channel, which is almost criminal. We should probably have done more from them at this point. But it's LCD Soundsystem. And yes, the track Christmas Will Break Your Heart. And I'd love for you to give this thing a go and give me your thoughts on it. I really appreciated your thoughts on Ockerville River earlier this week. So I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this LCD sound system joint. So please give it a spin and come back and share your thoughts.
I can barely wait.
Christmas will break your heart if your world is feeling small and there's no one on your phone you feel close enough to call. Christmas will crush your soul like that laid-back rock and roll. But your body's getting old. It's much too tired to be so bold.
It's an interesting start. There's sleigh bells coming in. Just always makes me think of Phil Spector. But these were a lot more restrained, obviously. And then the titular line. So, welcome to the festive season. And he talks in the next line about crushing your soul as well. So yeah, I'm sorry to say that you've failed your trial at the Samaritans, but try again next year. Musically, very simple. You've got sort of like tiki-taka sort of percussion going on there. It's sort of simple. It's quite sort of bustly, but not doing anything. You get sort of like the heavy footprints of the bass notes dropping. And then there's piano as well, which is really nice. So yeah, very simple, but it sounds good.
Christmas can wreck your head like some listless, awkward sex. So you refuse to leave your bed and get depressed when no one checks. Yeah, Christmas will break your heart like the armies of the unrelenting dark. Once the peace talks fall apart.
So yeah, the armies of the unrelenting dark. I love that line that he says in falsetto, once the peace talks fall apart. And that juxtaposition of like, Christmas time and then peace talks falling apart. I don't know if he means interpersonal on a sort of micro scale or macro scale in terms of international. It kind of makes me think of Silent Night / 7 O'Clock News, Simon Garfunkel. The two sort of realities clashing. Really, really cool listen. And it's got some of that going on, whether it's at his own personal level or he was referring to the greater world. I doubt it, though. We'll see.
But still I'm coming home to Christmas will shove you down, so just lay back in the snow. But that quiet wind won't wake what inside you has grown cold. And Christmas will drown your love like a storm down from above on your fading memories of a normal life. All while I thought to make you mine, believing in the line that your heart would melt with time.
So we get into the crux of the matter now. It's not that Christmas is Christian or whatever. It's that here, the object of his affections, their cold heart hasn't melted. They haven't changed, and they're not reciprocating. That's what's going on. And his voice is creeping up as he's singing this as well, to sort of express his anguish.
Believing in the line that your heart would melt with time. And now you're out with them again.
Strings.
Your thick and fickle friends,
That's good.
they might replace the love that ends. But still I'm coming home to you, to you, to you, to you, yes, you, to you, to you, to you. What if you're done? What if you don't want it anymore? So what if they're gone? So what if they don't love you anymore? I'm coming home. Do you see me? Can you still see me? Hey, Mama, take my hand.
Oh, I enjoy that. Yeah, the way it built, and I was just thinking as they come into that final "I'm coming home" when it's all built, I was thinking it's the hope that kills you, isn't it? But yeah, the swelling of the strings and the background vocals, and the piano was doing some great stuff there. Yeah, there's some cool lines as well. That thick and fickle friends, I think it's a great line. And that last bit when he's screaming, "I'm coming home," and I think he said, "Take my hand." Yeah, and then it just all fizzled out. And that beat at the end, it kind of reminded me of Bowie. Which one was it? Is it Soul Love? Anyway, it'll come to me. Was it 5 years? Listen to which one it is now. It's definitely that early Ziggy stuff. Anyway, yeah, really enjoyed this. The sort of melodrama inside his mind. And despite all his protestations, it is the hope that does kill you in the end. So yeah, let's dig into this a bit more. Let's go back and check it out with Andy.
All right, so you are back. Hopefully, heart still firmly intact. What did you think of this LCD sound system track, John?
With the traditional sleigh bells, and I don't know why, but every time I hear them at the start of a track, I'm thinking Phil Spector, but these are a lot more restrained. And then we get a big entry chord and the opening gamut of the title line. What a festive welcome. So the music is gentle and very simple. There's kind of like a tiki-taka beat, very short, simple and bustling. A heavy bass footsteps and a dusting of piano, both sort of phrase capping chords, but also a little sprinkling, icing of notes as well. Yeah, it's quite pleasant. The he ratchets up the doom and gloom on this in the opening lines of the second verse. Christmas will crush your soul, like that laid back rock and roll. Yeah. God, I wish I'd sat in a different chair now at the bar. So we enjoy. I really enjoy the sort of bass shuffle into the next verse as the singer fails his trial shift at the Samaritans. We are regaled with tales of awkward sex and bedbound depression. Yeah, this really is Christmas we could all envisage. In the next verse, he invokes the armies of the unrelenting dark, and the pretty piano sort of rises to counteract his Weltschmerz of the falsetto. Once the peace talks fall apart, and they work together beautifully. It puts me in mind this juxtaposition of this very pretty piano with his doom laden line. It kind of is the same sort of mechanism as Silent Night and 7 o'clock news, Simon and Garfunkel, where you have this Dickensian fantasy
Yeah.
of Christmas meets the grim reality of what was then 20th century prime time shenanigans on the news of people hurting, killing, ripping off, or just downright mistreating each other. So yeah, we then get this little injection of hope with multiple voices and returning sleigh bells of "But I'm still coming home to you." I think John Cleese said it in the film Clockwise. It's the hope that kills you. So even the idea of white Christmas doesn't raise your man's spirits. Somebody give him a snowball, or at least an eggnog. We get shoved down and in the snow and drowned in the next verse or two. He hints at some distress that isn't related to the festive season. That quiet wind won't wake what inside you has grown cold. So now we're really getting to the crux of the matter. It's not really Christmas he's got a beef with at all. It's this romantic situation that smacks of unrequited or unreciprocated love. The vocals start to skip upwards again towards his falsetto range as he bemoans a situation that his paramour doesn't return his affections. That cold heart has not melted. I suspect that the object of his ire or affections, whichever way he's turning, may not even have a clue what's going on there. I mean, it's one of those. Very interesting. There's a really beautiful violin that joins in to emphasize this sort of sweetness of misery as he refers to, there's a great line, thick and fickle friends who I'm guessing aren't on Team LCD. It's a lovely line, though. Despite all the protestations and denouncements, he can't keep down the hope that's swelling inside him, and it leaps forward in the refrain. But I'm still coming home to you. the backing vocals are really warm and encompassing. The strings flourish and build, and his voice rises in ardor, and the piano tinkles away. String on string action rising as well, a bit like sort of that climactic bit at the end of A Day in the Life by the Beatles. It's going up and up and up and up, and he almost screams, "I'm coming home!" And I think he says, "Take my hand." God knows why. And the emotional wave just sort of breaks and crests and then breaks, and we're left with this very simple beat and gentle bells are shuffling away as our protagonist has disappeared off into the white. Yeah, this is really fun, if not a little bit mental. I do worry about the narrator.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's delusional or if he's just despondent. Probably a mixture of the two. But yeah, in terms of the song itself, it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It just left me thinking that I'm glad he's gone. Because he strikes me as one of these people who could be a little bit disturbing and a bit dangerous. But yeah, as a sort of Christmas standard for Christmas Eve, yeah, this was as you know, I don't go truck on Christmas songs at all. So I always looking for something a bit different, and this definitely ticks the box. So yeah, this is great.
Awesome. I'm really, really glad you liked it. Yeah, it is a bit of a a down in the dumps Christmas song. But it oddly fits the motif that we've got going thus far this week for the most part. And I, like you, am not big on the super sappy Christmas songs. And, you know, I've for some reason I've always subscribed to the thought that they should be that for this week. And I was like, I know so many Christmas songs that are Christmas songs, but aren't actual like covers or new renditions of old songs that we're familiar with. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to bring those this time around. And yeah, I assumed that this would be something that you would appreciate. You and I both have the same kind of sense of humor and personality when it comes to these kind of things. So I'm glad that it went over as well as it did, and that I was, you know, to some degree right about that assumption. But yeah, as mentioned, this is our second LCD Soundsystem track featured on the channel, so I'll try to avoid repeating the usual information we get when we introduce a band to the channel. But I will be linking that reaction to the description field below, so if you want to go back and check out more good music by them and learn a bit more about their background and their biographical stuff, feel free to check that out. I encourage it. It's a really good song, North American Scum, which has another lovely festive ring to it. But yes, Christmas Will Break Your Heart was released as a download single as well as a limited one-sided 7-inch vinyl on December 24th of 2015. The song also marked the first single to be released by the band in 4 years, following the single Live Alone, which was released in 2011. Prior to the song's release in October of 2015, there were rumors regarding the possible LCD Soundsystem reunion. It was stated in a Consequence of Sound article that multiple sources confirmed that the band would be reuniting in 2016 and that they would be headlining high-profile music festivals. Although this was also confirmed by Billboard DFA Records label manager Chris Peterson and co-founder Jonathan Galkin, both of whom confirmed that LCD Soundsystem would not be reuniting. So we had a bit of a confusion surrounding the possibility. The song was recorded at DFA Studios in New York City on December 13th of 2015, after Murphy had gotten past band members Al Doyle, Pat Mahoney, Nancy Wang, and Tyler Pope to come to the studio to record the track. On the day of its release, frontman James Murphy took to Twitter and wrote, "So there's been this depressing Christmas song I've been singing to myself for the past 8 years. And every year I wouldn't remember that I wanted to make it until December, which is just too late to actually record and release a Christmas song. But this year, Al Doyle had a short break between Hot Chip tours where he could be in New York City, and Pat and Nancy were home, and Tyler agreed to fly out from Berlin for a few days. So we all recorded this together, reserved a pressing plant slot, and our friend Bob Weston was available to master it quickly. So that means less than 2 weeks after we recorded it, there was actually a Christmas 7-inch, which feels like something that could have only happened a very, very long time ago. Anyway, for the holidays, we give you this song, Christmas Will Break Your Heart, which is another one of those songs which had about 75 lines of lyrics, though we've knocked them down to 8 to keep the suicide rate in check. Have fun. Christmas Will Break Your Heart, a depressing Christmas song, uh, which I've been singing for years prior, is now a recording. So, following the release of the song, it was confirmed in January of 2016 by the band that they would be setting off on a reunion tour and releasing a new studio album in the future. 6 years after its original release, Amazon Music offered the band a platform to host their LCD Soundsystem holiday special, at the end of which the band, for the first time, performed this song live for an audience. Uh, and honestly, it's totally worth going and checking out. I wanted to give it to you, but Amazon, you can imagine how litigious they are about sharing their proprietary content. So that was a big no-go, unfortunately. But if you even like the song a little bit, you, John, or anyone in the listening audience, it's only a few minutes, and it's a really great live performance that's shot really well. Also, a really great video for you to check out is the actual video for the song, which kinds of sheds light on the trials and tribulations of our main character here. So I would, again, suggest that if you really do enjoy this track. But reviewing the track and alluding to its video is Tom McGinnis, who offered up the following when reviewing the track. Christmas Will Break Your Heart is about all those families who can never enjoy that warm feeling of kinship and love because someone in their midst is struggling with addiction or mental illness. This is as sad a song as you will find, but is also a true song, as you will find, for many families. I am usually someone who champions live music over everything else, but in this case, for this song, the official video is extraordinary. It is a whole novel in one song. It is a devastating commentary on the destructiveness of addiction. From a cinematic perspective, it's an award-winning masterpiece. For those of you who dread family gatherings and who have experienced the volatility of living with alcoholism and drug dependency, then this video may hit too close to home. There will be a trigger warning for a reason. There are many social workers and mental health experts who plead for people to not look away when it comes to the suffering of others. In that light, I encourage you to not look away as well. Watch the video. If it helps you to develop a greater sense of empathy for those families around you, then so much the better. But whatever the case, know that James Murphy and LCD Soundsystem have tackled this issue with care and respect and offer up Christmas Will Break Your Heart as a thoughtful and considered take on the holiday season as experienced by many who are not as fortunate as the rest of us are to be surrounded by love. So, yeah, our main protagonist is dealing with being the sort of black sheep of the family, dealing with alcohol dependency and being an addict and coping with these kinds of situations where he has to be around the family when he knows that there's probably thoughts about him or things that have been said about him behind his back leading up to this. He feels out of place and uncomfortable by this, and it's all really because of his addiction. It's not these people. It's not his family's fault. It's really his fault. But it underscores his discomfort with the very notion of what many of us look forward to. This idea of getting together once a year with the family. I know we joke, a lot of us, about, oh God, these gatherings and Uncle so-and-so at Thanksgiving or Christmas is going to be a handful. But in actuality, a lot of us really do look forward to these moments and these chances to gather. And I think for the families of these individuals and for these individuals, it's a very different monster that they're dealing with. And I think the song kind of tackles it. And we will jump into these lyrics. Christmas will break your heart. If your world is feeling small, there's no one on the phone you feel close enough to call. Christmas will crush your soul like that laid-back rock and roll. But your body's getting old. It's much too tired to be so bold. Christmas can wreck your head like some listless, awkward sex. So you refuse to leave your bed, get depressed when no one checks. Christmas will break your heart like the armies of the unrelenting dark once the peace talks fall apart. but still I'm coming home to you. Christmas will shove you down, so just lay back in the snow. That quiet wind won't wake what inside you has grown cold. Christmas will drown your love like a storm down from above on your fading memories of a normal life. Oh, while I thought to make you mine, believing in the line that your heart would melt with time. And though you're out with them again, your thick and fickle friends, they might replace the love that ends. But I'm still coming home to you, to you, to you, to you, yes, you, to you, to you. What if you're done? What if you don't want it anymore? So what if they're gone? So what if they don't love you anymore? I'm coming home. Can you see me? Can you still see me? Hey, mama, take my hand. Yeah, just that last bit about like, will they still love you anymore? Will they even recognize you or see you for who you were before you became dependent upon, your poison of choice? And that last line, "Hey, mama, take my hand," is just so sad. It's like that last scream for help from somebody in the throes of all this addiction stuff. Yeah, it's just it's sad, bittersweet, but huh, I like that kind of shit, you know what I mean? So here we are. But yeah, and it's a change of pace from, the usual suspects around this time of year. So I'm glad you gave it a go and, found in it some interesting subject matter, which is I think the intention. So appreciate you giving it a spin, man.
Oh, right, interesting.
Yes. Guys out there in the listening audience, please let us know what you thought of Christmas Will Break Your Heart by LCD Soundsystem. I'm sure you're all feeling super festive and ready for tomorrow morning's festivities, but here we are. Feel free to shout out any of y'all's favorite Christmas carols or Christmas themed songs, anything down below. Love hearing from you guys. And please take care of each other. Enjoy the time with your family if you're lucky enough to spend it that way. And also, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done any or all of those things. We're always welcoming new people here at the Audiophiles, and we love to see you guys join the party. And hopefully, John and I will see all y'all in growing numbers on the next installment of the Audiophiles. Merry Christmas, y'all.